On August 20th, 1619, 20 Africans arrived at Point Comfort, present day Port Monroe, in Hampton, Virginia. They were the first Africans on record to be forcibly settled as involuntary laborers, what we call slaves, in the northern American British colonies. Your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts on that, I really wasn't actually thinking about it till I met and was talking with Kenny Gamble. And he kept saying 400 years, 400 years. So that thought came to me and I said, wow, we've been in this position for 400 years. Not only physical slavery, but mental slavery. Those chains have been on our minds for 400 years. We've been tied down, we've been whipped, we've been undereducated, we've been misinformed. All of those have been going on for 400 years. And I thought to myself, we have to do something about that. We cannot keep repeating those things over and over again and stay in the position that we've been in. So we have to inform our people about this position.
So, when you say mental slavery, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, when we talk about mental slavery, we're talking about the change on our minds. Our minds have been locked down and chains have been there for 400 years, pointing us in all different directions. We had to be, actually, somehow, our minds had to be cleansed of all of those things that have been put in our minds over those years. So those years, when we talk about this mental slavery and those chains on our minds, that people fed things into us that they wanted to. And we took hold of those things, and that's where we are now, those chains on our minds. And it's been clocked into our DNA. It's been clocked into us by, we don't know what power that is, but it's clocked in that we're supposed to be a certain way. And it's that way because we've been miseducated, misinformed, all by design. So that mental slavery that we're in, and it's been perpetuated for 400 years, that we have to do something about.
So, on January 10th of this year, 2018, our president, the 45th president, signed into legislation which creates a 400 years African American history commission.
Well, I think if we look at that, there were over 45 other congressmen who came together, and including Republicans and Democrats, who put a bill together in order to commemorate that action. And they put the bill on the president's desk. And sometimes, as we know, sometimes people sign things that they don't know what they are. Sometimes they sign things out of convenience. So I have to say our president did sign that document. And that document now has us in a position so that we can commemorate the 400-year celebration. So I have to thank him for that. And by showing what we're going to do, that's going to be my thanks. I'm going to show that what we're going to do is have events every week commemorating the 400 years. That's not long, 52 weeks of 400 years. So we're going to commemorate all of the stakeholders that we're going to have. We're going to have people who have done intellectual things, who have done inventions. We're going to have other people who have been revolutionary. So we're going to take that time to present that to the African diaspora.
So, you, by all intent and purposes, are the impresario of the 400 year coalition in Philadelphia.
Well, you could say that. It's an idea that was inspired again by talking with Kenny Gamble, and it was inspired by me to try to come to put some idea together so that we can have this event where, as we know, they have events, Black History Month is 1 month. They have days that they commemorated various African American experiences. So my idea is that we don't need a month, we don't need 1 day. Since they commemorated 400 years, We want 52 weeks. In 1 year, hopefully it's not a long time to commemorate 400 years. So we want to commemorate something either every day, every week, so that we can let people know about how our experiences in this 400 years.
So what's the takeaway? You talk about a month, you talk about a week, you talk about the year. In the year 2020, after we've rolled past 2019, what are the implications of the coalition and what are your expectations?
Well, one of the first expectations is to remove the chains of the mind. Remove those chains, those mental chains that are on the minds of our people. How are we going to do that? We're going to do that with information. We're going to take those misinformed information, we're going to present the information, the correct information to our people, and hopefully the chains will start being removed. You know, by us with the information of knowing themselves, with the information knowing what really happened to them. You know, for example, the 40 acres and the mule. We want to know what happened to that. They said that we're supposed to have that. That was law. That was in reparations. But the next president, after Lincoln said it, he came in and removed it. We want to look at that. We want to look at Plessy versus Ferguson with the Supreme Court. They had laws that kept us in slavery. They presented things to us that kept our minds there. That things happened to us, that they hung us, they beat us. And not just that, we want to look at the positive things, but by informing our public and educating our public to what we've been through, I hope that we can begin to remove the chains of our people.
So I'm watching this video. What would you have me do?
Well, I would have you first go to the website and look at the events that we have. I want you to go, and we're going to have a literature on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're going to have information out in all social media platforms. So hopefully you will be able to go to them. We're going to have information where we have flyers. We're going to have information on TV. We're going to have information in every area of the media so that hopefully you can see that. So I want you to see that, and then I want you to begin educating your fellow brothers and sisters. You know, we want to see you go and start taking some kind of action. One of them is to educate your brothers and sisters. Maybe another one might be build a business. You know, another one, after you inform them of that, you want to go out and you want to do something in your community. So all these things hopefully will inspire you to do something. Nothing is no longer an option. Doing something is an option. Nothing is not an option anymore. So we've been in this in 400 years. So we're going to look at it for the next, after we do go through this year, we want to look at 2020 is going to be the action year. We're going to do this now, but in 2020, we want to see some action. We're not going to just stop. You know, action should take place in 2020. So we want to start seeing things, and we're going to look at you. We're going to look at government. We're going to look at business. We're going to look at entertainment. We were a part of it all in the diaspora. You know, there are a lot of stakeholders that are part of this. You have the fraternities. You have the Masons. You have the business people. You have the politicians. You have all that make up this progress over the 400 years. And I want them all to come together to do something about it.
How do I get involved with the coalition?
Well, again, come to our website. We're going to have all the information on our website. You go there and you'll be able to look there. You'll be able to find events. Maybe you want to have an event. You'll be able to present your side of the story. So it's very easy to do.